All right, so I'm here, 95.1 studio. Here it is. Boom. That's the man. So we're going to go through the history now and, see how it go down. All right, enjoy.
9-5, the ultimate one, beautiful way back Wednesday as we continue cruising here and bringing you all the amazing stuff happening. Generation 9-5, and as I said earlier on, I've got a special guest in studio with me this afternoon. Living legend. Living legend.
Yes,
boy.
man. Yes,
the Trinity technician.
What's good, everybody? 95.1. Boy, the last time this frequency would have heard my voice live, because I'm sure you'd hear my voice on commercials and whatnot, that would have been back in let me see if I got this right, 1994.
Wow.
1994 would have been the last time you'd hear my voice live on 95.1. Back then, it was Rhythm Radio 95.1.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome the man himself, Jus Jase.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Thanks for having me, man. And of course, congratulations to 951. It was now the ultimate one. 50 years.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot. I've been here through a lot. And let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. So you were giving me a brief introduction into your history, into your introduction onto radio and the beginnings of 9-5.
Sure.
One of the things I want to put out there before we even start anything, and really, really important, because another legend was just in the studio with us as well, from our sister Frequency Vibe. Dr. Ross was in here, and he was giving,
Dr. Ross, man.
of course, he was giving me some history as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we're putting it out there for everybody to know. One of the reasons there's a Way Back Wednesday, and there's a Retro Thursday, and there's a throwback.
I know where this is going.
And there's a throwback that you were the originator of retro radio.
I came up with the idea of Retro Thursday on Vibe City 105. I was the program administrator for there for just a short stint from 99 to 2000. And in that 1.5 year, I just took the station from ground zero and brought it to the top. And I brought a lot of ideas to the actual station. That included Retro Thursday. That was my brainchild. I knew what the country needed in terms of that type of programming. Came up with the idea, came up with the name, and a little fight to put the thing into fruition, you know what I mean? But, the type of, militant type of dude that I am, I got it on the airwaves, and listen, it was no stopping since.
No looking back.
And I ain't want nothing fit. I don't want nothing fit. That's my gift to the whole nation, you know what I mean? That's my stamp in terms of my legacy, in terms of I created Retro Thursday, and now it's flourished into so many other, old school programs on various stations across the dial. So, hey, big me up.
So, Jace, listen, brief, we jumping into it.
All right, let me do it. So, back in the day, to just give you a brief synopsis about me, I never wanted to be a broadcaster. I never wanted to be a DJ or an announcer. I was a rapper back in the day. I was an MC. I was a rapper. Right? I entered fresh competitions and so on. I used to perform live. And one of the giants who was actually here on 9-5, Chris Boynes.
Yes.
Right? He used to control the Saturday mornings at the time. That was primetime radio in Trinidad back in those days. All right? I would record demos of my songs. And I approached him because he was that type of person to play unknown artists in that particular realm on air. You know what I mean? So if you're not an established artist, you were somebody, but you sound good, he would play you. So I had my raps done, and I had one of my raps that I had to convert onto reel-to-reel. For those who I might call some terms, younger folks, Google is your friend. Reel-to-reel, right? Go and look what reel-to-reels are. I had to do the recording on reel-to-reel, sent it to him. He played it on air. All right? And that was more or less the birth of my presence on 9-5. Because after that, I came in and I did what you call hip-hop plates of crisscross jump. You know, crisscross jump? Right? I did that. I did Warm It Up Chris, the second single, and I changed the Chris to Chris Boynes and rapped about 9-5. Right? So that got a lot of airplay. So apart from that, I was also the mic man for Downtown Outlaws. Right? One of the cassette kings back in the day. Right? And back in those days, in the I say late 80s to early 90s, back in 1991 to be specific, then I don't know if he was not program director, but Louis Leasing. He was part of management team at that time, and they were saying they wanted to put the street DJs on air, which was unheard of at that time. Because radio was always about proper broadcasting, proper vernacular, projection, proper correct English, that type of thing. They don't want no street DJs playing street music on the airwaves, right? And the beautiful thing about radio back then, there were only 2 stations, 95.1 and another one.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say the other one, right? Because it's 95's 50th anniversary. And there was a plethora of sound, a plethora of music being played. You would hear, in one token, you'll hear jazz, you might hear classical, you might hear old calypsos, you might hear funk and disco, you'll hear rockers, you'll hear hard rock, metal, you'll hear a whole bunch of music, you'll hear Indian music, classical Indian music, all in one, like a kalaloo.
Yeah.
That's what 95 was back in those days. So when the management at the time said, you know what, we're going to put these street DJs on the air, it was a big uproar. Because some of the greats were like totally against it, but then Louis said, well, why don't we just put them in after midnight, right, from 12 midnight to 5 in the morning. You hear that kind of graveyard shift, right? 12 midnight to 5 in the morning. So they pull the very best teams of DJs, and I think Chinese Laundry spearheaded the selection of DJs because they approached him.
Yeah,
and he in turn selected which DJs we think would fit the match of representing the street DJs on air. And at the time when it started, it was the other side of midnight, which I'm sure they talked about on various Wednesdays and talk about the other side of midnight. But I have the facts in terms of the dates, not the dates, but in terms of the lineup. The lineup started off with Monday nights. So remember, it's Monday, 12 midnight to 5 in the morning.
Yeah,
Monday nights was Downtown Outlaws.
Right.
I was the Mike Mance. I was the voice.
Right.
Tuesday was Dr. Hyde.
Yeah.
DJ Franco. Yeah. He was the voice. On Wednesdays was, rest in peace, God bless the dead, Sean Camps.
Yes.
All right. On Thursday was Tweez. And on Friday was Chinese Laundry, Signal to Noise.
Yes.
And that was the lineup, the official first lineup. Then eventually there was an exodus because if for those who don't know, that was actually the birth of urban radio in Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah. That started it all. Because the listenership, when the survey results came out, it was through the roof.
And here's the next thing before we not to cut you across.
Nah, you do the thing.
We bring in the facts.
Yes.
95 is also responsible for the birth of urban radio in TNT, the creation that gave the platform for the street DJs to come on and say, let's do the thing. And people were like, yeah, boy, this is working. Let's expand.
That was the birth. And with that, they had an exodus of DJs going to start off 98.9 radio.
Yes.
Right now, defunct 98.9. That is how that started. And you had folks like Laundry left. I know Laundry and Signal left. Dr. Hyde left. A couple of the mainstream men left too. Stanley Augustus also he left.
Yeah.
And went across there. Glenn Antoine, God bless the dead, he was across there as well. Tweez, they were all there was an exodus. So a couple of us were left back, myself included. All right. Now, bringing it back to when I told you where I never wanted to be a broadcaster or a DJ.
Yeah.
I did it. I just ended up doing it by force because I was the rapper. I was the MC. Back then I was known as MC Jus Jase. Right? MC, not DJ. MC Jus Jase. So there will be particular nights, and I'm gonna share some details here with everybody. The pay was nothing. I'm going to lay it out right now. The pay was ridiculously small. DJ Mario, who's the head of Downtown Outlaws, was like, all right, here what fellas, I can't do nothing with that. All you had to keep that and split it between yourselves. It was me, Ishmael the Demolition Man, and Scotty.
Yeah.
A deep voice guy called Scotty. The pay was $125.75 a shift. Right? So we work in Monday night, 12 midnight to 5 in the morning for $125.75 a shift. So Marius said at the end of the month, before Mondays, he'll take the money and he'll split between the four of us. You get $100.
When I start.
That was the start.
It was the start. Yeah.
So that was the humble beginnings. And then what would happen is these worthless guys in the group of outlaws wouldn't show. Some weeks they ain't show, because the money's small, they don't pay things, and say I ain't show. So I would be in here alone. Who's spinning the music?
Yeah.
It had to be me. So I forced myself. I'm self-taught. I'm a self-taught DJ.
Yeah.
And I just started. Of course, I used to get all the tapes from foreign, all the BLS and Kiss FM tapes and Red Alert tapes, and I would be mimicking what I would hear on the set. And I practically practiced my way into becoming the best. You know what I'm saying? And I became a phenom on them two turntables, and I said, all right, well, the MC had a drop, no MC again, GG. So just did it to DJ Jus Jase, and then of course turned into Jus Jase, and after that, I got the solo slot. Dominic Calipasad, he was the program director at the time. He gave me a call. I'll never forget that call home. I was home chilling, got the phone, the landline rang. Back days is landline rang. Hello, Jason. This is Dominic Calipasad. He's talking.
Yeah.
I need to talk some very important business with you. When can you come and see me in the station? I said, all right, hey, I'll come and check it tomorrow morning. Right, cool. Came down here, and not here, we were located at Marval Road.
Yes.
That's where Digicel is, that building there. Right, so in the back there, so I'm in there, and he says, management is very pleased with what you're doing, so we want to offer you your own solo time slot. Well, at that point, I ready to jump up and flip in the man's studio, in the man's office, you know what I mean? And they eventually gave me the Friday night, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight, which was called Psych, originally done by another veteran, great Harold Thompson. That's my boy, Harold Thompson. He used to do that show, and he called it Psych because they would give him the show and take it away from him and let somebody else do it and give him back. Then the coup took place, and they realized he was good at news and journalism.
Yes.
So they were saying, Harold, you can't be on the airplane.
Yeah.
Funk and disco and dancehall and stuff.
Yeah, we have to take you and put you on the TV.
Yeah. So we're going to take away the show from you, and we're going to give it to Jus Jase guy who's doing the Monday nights on 95.1. And that was the birth of that was the genesis of the actual Jus Jase brand, radio-wise. Yeah. And, the monster that I am. And, of course, the type of training we got here at TBC at the time. They trained all on-air folks to be, I would call, one-man armies.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm more or less cut from the cloth from the last of the Mohicans, where I can talk to the mic, DJ.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Broadcast, read news, articulate, as well as even go into, local balance and vernacular and so on.
Yeah.
I became an all-rounded broadcaster.
Love it.
You know what I'm saying?
Ladies and gentlemen, Jus Jase in studio with me this afternoon, the Trinity technician. And listen, the WhatsApp line, people say,
oh, God, is
this the Trinity technician?
Yes, it is.
Somebody jumping in there like other side of midnight. Wow.
Yeah.
They're hearing that after so many years.
Yes.
Officially in studio with me, we're going to be chilling for the afternoon.
Yeah, I'm here.
Chilling for the afternoon, telling the story. So you just got the introduction of the story, and
we're
leaving it off here for now, but something really interesting you said just now there. The training that you got
on
TBC Radio Network, it's some would not know, but it's the pinnacle of broadcasting.
Yes, it is. It is. Hands down. From back then to now, I've been across the dial.
Globe.
The globe and the dial. I've been across the dial in Trinidad and Tobago in terms of radio stations and so on. And the back end. I don't know if you all are called TBC still, Trinidad Broadcasting, right? The back end of TBC has the foundation to, of course, transform any person into a phenom in this field called radio.
Yes.
That's hands down. You know what I mean?
Ladies and gentlemen, Jus Jase on air with us.
Yeah, man.
As your Way Back Wednesday continues, you can continue pouring in on the WhatsApp line and sending your memories.
Send voice notes too, man.
Send voice notes as well. 95, the ultimate one. Generation 95. We'll be back on in just a bit. Kicking it back to the 90s, that's all we could do here on your 95, the ultimate one. Hootie and the Blowfish right there, boy. Only want to be with you, and we are cruising. Got lots more great hits to come your way right here on your 95, the ultimate one. And speaking of cruising, the man is in the building, Jus Jase.
Yes, indeed. Salute everybody, man. Good to be here, and of course, the genesis of it all. And happy 50 to you guys.
Happy 50th. For those of you wondering and saying, wow, boy, we're bringing back some names and some living legends in the studios here right now. Guys, let me tell you, we got lots more to come within the story, given the timeline and the breakdown as to Jus Jase, 9-5, and not only 9-5, but the entire history
of it,
your legacy behind the microphone.
Correct.
Not only in TNT.
Yeah, across the world.
Across the world. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, very few could say that.
Yes. God is good, man. God is good.
5 decades long and still going. Welcome to Generation 9-5, celebrating 50 years of 9-5, the ultimate one.
That is right. Generation 9-5. Celebrating 50 years, Jase.
Yeah, man. 50. Big 50.
Big 50. No other station.
It's 1974 you all started, right?
74.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wow. I can remember coming back because in my journey, as I said back then, I was more into listening to the radio rather than wanting to be on the radio.
Yeah.
It fascinated me. Back when I was living in the States, I was living in Boston. I won't say when because I will reveal my age.
No, before I go any further, ladies and Jase laughing since he came into the studio, but ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. I officially had like my first introduction meeting you back like 10 years ago, right? And it's like my dad was like, it's Jus Jase, this man. You buck up this man at that party, make sure you come get everything.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something now, Jase, you pushed that door and I was like, wait now.
It look the same.
What like
what is it? It's comedy vampire. It's comedy vampire. Comedy vampire. I don't age, I ain't aging at all. Thank God for that.
Yes.
Little grey in the beard, no, but that's about it. I don't believe in dying them kind of thing.
Nah.
So the little grey in the beard will stay, but the face looking normal.
Same.
Wow, boy. Yeah. So when I came back to the Trinidad as a child from Boston, in Boston we used to listen to a station called WILD. I remember the announcer used to be WILD Boston. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. So I used to mock that as a child. So coming back to Trinidad, looking on the dial for something that is close to it. I found 95.1, Rhythm Radio 95.1.
Yeah.
And Rennie B was on. And that was it for me. I was hooked. I'm like, whoever this Rennie B dude is, this is reminding me of back home in the States. I was born in Trinidad but grew up in the States. But as a child, I say States is home. So this reminds me of what I used to listen to back then. And later on in life, I remember in secondary school going to QRC, and on a Saturday night I kept trying to call the station to get Harold Thompson to send a shout out, you know what I mean, to my boys and thing, and get through. So him a voice on the phone, I want to send a shout out to my boys, girls, you know what I mean, that kind of stuff. And from that to being actually on the station and becoming a household name because of being on the station. It's crazy, but I look back at it, it's just so surreal to know that starting here with the humble beginnings and not having any plan of it wasn't planned. It was not my plan. It's not my plan.
But Jase, I'm gonna tell you something. It's I don't know if it's like different timelines, but similar. Growing up listening to 9-5, and this is me, 9-5 has always been that household in the car.
Right.
To go ahead into school, coming home, mom in the kitchen on Sunday. It's always been this station.
Yes, yeah.
And I remember telling my teachers in school, they were like, what do you want to do when you grow up? And I used to say, I want to work on the radio. And they used to look at me and they used to be like, you want to work on the radio? You want to go on the radio? What radio station? You want to go and play them? They used to
Raga.
The raga. You want to go and play them? I was like, no, I want to go and work on 9-5. And they said, like, 9-5? I listened to that. Right. And then it went from there to me actually pursuing it and beginning to think about it. And I remember walking through those doors. First time walking through those doors, seeing Richard Graham sitting behind the seat.
Big up to Richard, man.
Listen.
I haven't seen Richard in a while. Big yourself up, Richard Graham, man.
Seeing Richard Graham sitting behind the seat, and he stood up and shook our hands and he was like, hey, welcome to the team.
Yes.
And then to sit behind his desk, I'm like, it was that moment you sat behind you and you're like, all right, this is really
can't believe this is happening.
This is really happening. This is not. And I'm saying this because a lot of people, they would know radio now. Radio now is a common thing. It's everywhere.
Remember, folks, back then there were only 2 FM stations. 95.1 and another one. And that's it.
From me, this is from my experience, sitting behind this desk, sitting behind this microphone, the responsibility of it is immense. And I think it's safe for me to say it's even greater than the other frequencies that are out there because of the legacy that this holds. The names that this has created, the lives that this has molded.
Of course.
Sitting behind it is It's so surreal.
It's surreal. That's the best word. That's the only word I could come up with to actually describe the feeling of, knowing that this was it. I remember my first night on 95.1 with Downtown Outdoors the other side of midnight. Knew nothing about radio. Holly Thomas was our go-to person. He was the one spearheading that whole operation of the DJs coming on air and learning the actual radio side of it. We're accustomed to being these street DJs. 2 turntables, a little mixer, a realistic mixer, or a new Mac mixer with a mic, and you're up and down your faders and that's it.
Yeah.
To come in here with all this set of buttons and light, and when you press this mic, the speakers cut off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's crazy, yo. And coming on air the first night, I remember my two knees shaking like a leaf. But in terms of knowing what to say, that's easy because back then, as I said, I was a rapper. So the lyrics would come. I ain't worried about that. That will come. But just actually knowing I'm on the air waves and just closing this enclosed box with no windows, no nothing.
Listen.
And I have to act as if I'm on this stage performing for millions of people.
So one of the jokes that my late mentor, teacher Edison one of the jokes that we used to have was, you have, listen, I try to do my best impression of him because
I can give it to you.
He say, you have to be a type of madman to sit and do this job.
You have to be a madman. You have to be nothing but a madman. I'm telling you. I'm about Sunday. I'm here and I'm playing some. I used to play a lot of different types of music. I was playing some heavy metal.
Yeah.
And he busts through the door. Jase, those guitars, they're speaking to my soul. That's the fun we had. And another good thing about the station back then was, even though I was on air one day a week for starters, they would allow me to come in the station throughout the day and learn.
Yeah.
I'd be in the library. I'll go by Clarence and I'm in the production area, the engineering area. If they're doing broadcast, they say, well, come along, jump on the bus and we'll go to the broadcast and you'll learn. I learned.
Yeah.
I took the opportunity and came, whatever free time I had, I came to the station and I was doing all sorts of stuff, just soaking in everything like a sponge.
I'm proud to say to this day, I can guarantee you, TBC Network has not changed in that
Serious.
aspect.
That's good.
You step into these walls, you have every single.
You can become a monster.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
And
I'm living proof to that.
And it's up to you. It's up to you if you want to.
Up to you.
If you want to take that mantle, you want to take the journey and learn and go behind the ones. And the thing about it is, to this day, there are still a lot of greats in these walls. Still
nice.
Yeah,
nice.
still.
I'm glad to hear that. Yeah. Because my biggest fear is when we have the passing of a lot of the greats like the Holly Thomases, Edison Carr, of course Glenn Antoine, you know what I mean, Jim Sutherland, all these big names, and of course and they're gone. And after that, yes, I mean, I was one of the fortunate ones to be under tutelage of these type of dudes. But when they're gone, what's next?
Yeah,
who's gonna carry on that mantle or carry on that legacy?
Well, a question was just raised to you, and
yes.
And I don't know for anybody listening in right there, we might put a petition together for Jus Jase to open a school. You know,
the only thing with two things: my schedule is ridiculous. That's one, and my patience, my tolerance level for dirtishness. I know I go buff people too much, and my voice kind of big now. If I buff you, you will sink to the ground. So what I've done is, if you go on my YouTube channel, Jus Jase YouTube channel, I've put up I did this podcast series during the COVID.
I remember.
The mic drop sessions. Check out. It's 15 episodes, 14 episodes of sheer history.
Yes.
We talk a lot about 9/5 and the history of it there too. So all the greats are there, from Chris Boynes, Stanley Augustus, even Lyndon Livingston, Razor Sharp, Mario, Franco, all the big names, Dr. Hyde, all the big names, Star Child, all the big names in either radio or DJing. From that perspective, it's there. So at least that's one part where you can actually go there, take a click, listen, and learn something. You know what I mean? And apply it to your craft.
Listen, one of the things that I've asked a lot of people who stepped into the room over the past couple of weeks, each and every Wednesday, if you had to give just this one piece of advice to a young one stepping into the world of broadcasting, because as we would know, being behind these microphones, there's a difference between a DJ and a broadcaster.
Big difference, huge difference. Yeah.
What is one of the most important for you, most important piece of advice that you can give?
I will just say you don't know everything. You're never too old to learn. I am in my knees.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's 30s, by the way.
I'm at 20s. But all kicks aside, you're never too old to learn. You know what I mean? And the problem I have with a lot of the younger ones, I mean, they're very talented. They know what they're doing, but they feel they know everything. When I was coming up as a youth, And an elder like Holly Thomas pulled me aside and say, hey, this is what I want you to do. This is how I feel you should approach this. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be like, you know what you're doing here at the time, he's a dinosaur. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
That is a walking tower of knowledge.
Yeah.
Of experience.
We doing
You know what I'm saying?
Generation 9-5. We're doing it. And you said something there. We're doing this for the past couple of weeks, and we're going to continue to do it until April 25th, right?
Nice.
And one individual that I must get into this room, and we're gonna bombard him before you leave.
Who's that?
I feel we have to bombard him together to coach him. I have to get the man himself, Signal, to know is to sit here and have a conversation with me. Because Signal calling everybody and saying, this one coming down, one coming.
Nah, Signal has to come, man.
He was an integral
we
part.
started the same time.
At the same time.
Because this year, September, is going to be 35 years I'm on radio professionally.
Yeah.
Oh, God, boy, I'm putting out my age there, boy.
Yeah, but...
all right, I mean, and I'm in my 20s.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, Jus Jase in the building with me.
Salute. What do WhatsAppers saying? I ain't hearing from them.
Let me tell you, boy. Hi, good evening, Jus Jase and yourself. Been a 9-5er since in the belly.
Wow.
Nice. Michelle from Arima. Also, somebody saying they're bringing back memories.
Yeah.
The street DJs. They haven't heard that in
a long time.
In a long time. Somebody saying yes. Yes, it's a Trini technician. Boy. People still in shock with the other side of midnight. They haven't heard that in
that term. Yeah.
That term in some.
And I'll be pictures too. If you go to the same podcast, he might drop. I'll have some visuals of the team.
The original team.
Yeah, the promo photo shoot.
Wow.
I have that there. Yeah.
I need to get that, boy.
Yeah, just go on YouTube and take a snapshot.
Yeah. I need to get that. Ladies and gentlemen, you could continue pouring in on the WhatsApp line and sending your messages. Jus Jase in studio with me as we celebrate 9-5's 50th anniversary.
Happy 50.
50th anniversary,
yeah,
boy.
Yeah, man.
Listen, 5 generations of music.
That's crazy.
Transitioning. We're talking from rhythm radio to 951, the rock, to the best mix, to the remix, to now the ultimate one.
Yes, that's it, sir.
That's a transition.
Yeah, because I left on rhythm radio, and then after that, I know the majority of the 95 presenters were sent across to 105.
Yeah, and
then they had the remember the little matchbox?
Yes,
with the little kind of RT display with Lewis Hart.
Yeah.
Luan Habib, Richard Graham, Jared Butts. I forget one. Lewis Hart, Luan Habib, Richard Graham, Emmett Hennessy.
Emmett, yes, Emmett as well.
Emmett Hennessy, yeah. I know the thing. I was here for the thing, man.
Hey, but guys, Jus Jase in studio with us. Jase, you know the radio thing.
Yeah, go through.
Bills need to be.
Yeah, go on, read the script. Read them properly. I was Edison was turning in his grave, so do it properly.
Generation 9-5 on your 9-5, the ultimate one, and we are cruising, having a time. And also having some amazing discussions.
Yeah, the off-air discussions kind of nice. Yeah. Some not fit for airwaves, but what are you going to do?
At all. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. There are parts of these stories that should not get out there.
Yeah, for real.
Majority of it
I will say this, some things never change.
Yeah, something never change, still.
50 years later.
50 years later and still going. And it is one of the most amazing achievements in the history of radio,
right,
in the Caribbean, because there is no other frequency, I believe, at this age.
Nah, I think that's it,
no.
Yeah.
And reason being 9-5. For those of you who don't know, 951 was the first FM frequency.
Yes, it was. That's right. Correct. That's correct.
Still to this day, still going, still cranking.
And still powerful, I ain't gonna lie.
Still giving trouble.
They giving trouble?
What do you mean? We outside, they giving bad.
Okay.
Bad children.
Okay. That kind of trouble. You have me thinking about, I remember Clarence and Pius and them fellas back in the day used to be going up to the tower and fine tuning.
I ain't talking about that kind of trouble.
Oh, okay. You talking about the real deal?
Yeah, like a bunch of unruly kids there.
That's the new generation. I out that one.
No.
Yes.
But we still here and still just creating memories each and every day.
That's fantastic, man. Keep the legacy going, and keep the quality, the standard. You know what I mean? I'm a tickler for that in terms of broadcasting, in terms of radio stations and how things supposed to sound, sonics.
Yeah.
All right. Keep what y'all are doing going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's been an amazing journey.
Yeah, man.
Let me tell you, Jus, I have sat in the seat for some years. I've interviewed a lot of people. I've had the opportunity, and I've been blessed to have conversations with a lot of people, right? In that seat that you're sitting in there.
Yeah.
And I think it's safe to say that you are one of those guys, or one of the pillars in our entertainment industry.
I appreciate that.
Let me officially in radio world.
You give me flowers.
Of
all right, send the flowers. Go ahead.
Of course.
Rock back. Go ahead.
Of course, because Jase, listen, as Hero was just here from Sam.
Yeah, big up to Hero, man.
Yeah. Guys, let me tell you, Jase walk in the building, walk in the studio. Whole afternoon the door pushing the whole afternoon the studio door just opening and man sticking in. Jase, I heard a thing, boy. Can I pity and paparazzi and niggas say that here right now? I have never seen so much paparazzi.
Oh God.
No, but seriously, Jase, let me tell you,
man.
I grew up, and there are guys who I've been blessed to grow up around, listen to, and sit back home, going to school, coming from school, and hearing them on the radio, and you're telling yourself, and I must say, you are one of those guys who has kept that standard.
Yes.
And not only kept the standard, but you keep transitioning and advancing, just moving, and it's like it's almost like a bullet train, just going through the oceans, and it's like you're looking at you, and I'm looking at the younger generation myself, and even the ones after me, and I'm telling you, where is our Jus Jase, boy? Where is our generations?
Yeah. Pillar.
Where and the question remains: is it that you guys laid the foundation to the point where, you know what, it ain't movable at all? The foundation is there. It's for you to build on it.
That's a good question. Because I'm always want to reinvent myself. I've always reinvented the Jus Jase brand, my little catchphrases, my one-liners and stuff. I'm a very creative person, extremely creative. You know what I mean? So from all facets, in terms of like from the technical side of mixing and DJing, I have a particular style. My remixes, my ways of getting exclusives. You know what I mean? Up to this day, that's still my blueprint.
Yeah.
All right. As far as other folks who are trying to or create that, I know we use the term legacy loosely, but create that lasting effect, for want of a better description, after you've left. You know what I mean? And when I say left, I mean dead. I mean, they left the field, because I'm not going to be in the field all the time or forever.
Yeah.
But I want, when I leave the field, just as you say, but that man was a beast, boy. He was deadly, boy.
That's why we need the school.
Oh God, boy.
Petition for school.
I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, we petition for Jus Jase school. I just call something, boy. Not online. They
I can come by somebody's school and guess up here and all right, you do press this button and you'll get this coming out of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jus Jase, we're getting ready to wrap things up for this amazing hour with you.
Salute.
We got our 6 o'clock news coming up, and then we jump into more great hits here on your 9-5, the ultimate one. Jase, it was definitely a pleasure.
Same here. Thanks for having me, and of course, keep the legacy going. Happy 50th 951, and thank you 951 for giving me that platform, the Genesis. All right, I know you're going for the news now. 6 o'clock.
Yeah, 6 o'clock news.
Bye, folks. Jus Jase 868 on the socials. Love you guys.